everybody. I'm Dominique.
And I am Brandy, and we are your hosts of Hey Fave, a weekly podcast where two best friends get together and talk about everything and nothing at the same time. What's going on with everyone out there?
Hola, people. I hope you're well.
Yes.
It is April still.
Mm-hmm.
This is the last Tuesday in April.
Mm-hmm.
April is Move More Month.
Mm-hmm.
We also told you last week it is Stress Awareness Month. So hope you're doing something with that.
Mm-hmm.
And April 25th was World Women's Wellness Day.
Mm-hmm.
So we are super excited to have Dr. Val back with us.
Yay!
And this week we're talking about wellness.
Yes.
And stuff.
And stuff.
All right. So we jumping right in again because we want to make sure you get all your information. We're not trying to rush nothing. What does wellness mean to you?
That's a great question. Personally, to me, wellness means alignment. It means not waging war within myself.
Mm-hmm.
And why do I say that? Because we are a three-part being.
Mm-hmm.
And in order for us to truly be well, we have to give attention to all of our parts.
Mm-hmm.
So that gets into the not waging war within myself. Knowing that I'm giving attention to all my parts. That's for me.
Okay.
Now, professionally, it's helping others to release tension and perceptions that they have within themselves between who they are and what their bodies express.
Okay.
And help them to return to wholeness. I like to say perception. You know, they say possession is 9/10 of the law. I'd like to say perception is 9/10 of the law. You own 9/10 of the perceptions you have.
Mm-hmm.
So, wellness is in being in alignment and not waging war within ourselves.
Okay.
Got it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Understand.
Okay, so with that being said, what does wellness look like holistically?
Well, if I may, I'll just kind of repeat.
Mm-hmm.
Holistically, we are more than a physical body.
Gotcha.
So we must give attention to our spirit and our soul, which is our mind, our will, our intellect, and that includes our emotions. And emotions are how we move with what we're encountered with.
Gotcha.
Emotions, they emote us, they move us
Mm-hmm.
in a good way or a not good way.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Nice.
I like it. Okay, so what are some signs that you're normal, like what's normal to you might not be as healthy as you think?
What's normal to you that might not be healthy as you think? It might be that you're doing something that is considered healthy or the in vogue thing, but you don't feel good about it. Your energy is low. You're not able to think properly. I'll give you a good example of normal might not being healthy. In my journey to resolve severe eczema, I've always considered myself to be a person who eats healthy.
Mm-hmm.
And in doing so, what I was eating that was considered healthy wasn't healthy for me.
Mm-hmm.
It was actually making things worse and leading me to be not well.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely.
You could be thinking you're doing
Yeah.
something healthy and end up harming yourself.
Yeah.
Just because it's popularly healthy
Absolutely.
doesn't mean specifically to you.
For
Yes.
you. Yep.
Yes, and also it can be like if you're in pain and people say that's normal for your age, it's a part of life. It is not. That is not always the truth. So,
Gotcha.
making things be fine that really aren't fine.
Mm-hmm. So I shouldn't be hurting every time I get up.
No, you shouldn't. To be honest, you should not. You should not.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that.
Okay.
We're going to get it right.
All right. Let's get it right.
Okay. So why is it important for women to prioritize their health?
Wow. So we are 3 women here.
Mm-hmm.
And I would invite you to consider all of the things that you're involved in, all of the things that you manage,
Mm-hmm.
all of the things that you spearhead, is kind of like women in general tend to be the glue that holds things together. The planners, the delegators, the actual activity within whatever it is. So it's kind of like if we don't give ourselves and our health attention and we're functioning on empty, we're harming ourselves. So we must prioritize our health, honor these sacred temples that we have. And I like to say not be selfish to ourselves. Don't we have a t-shirt? It's not selfish to give self-care.
It's not selfish, it's called self-care.
Yes. So we must model that.
Got it.
And that's wellness. That's being in alignment. That's balancing. Because if you think about alignment, if you are in a vehicle and the wheels are out of alignment, that's not an easy ride. That's not a smooth ride. You got the juggling, the jelly effect going on, jello effect going on. So yeah,
that's a really good analogy.
Yes, it is.
That should also like point out to you. That's not the word I wanted, but we're gonna go with it. That should like let you realize that you should also be maintaining or checking in. You gotta get your wheels aligned after a certain amount of distance. You should after a certain amount of distance on yourself.
absolutely.
That's what I'm trying to say, y'all.
Like we have regular oil changes in our vehicles, or we should.
Yes.
We should have regular checkpoints
Yes.
for what we're doing to prioritize our health. And I like to say health is a state of being. It doesn't mean you don't have issues, but it's a state of being. And are you in a good state or you're in an ill state? And speaking of that, if I may, there is a wellness spectrum. You're either on the left side where you're not doing so well, or on the right side where you are doing well. You might be in the middle, but you would rather be in the middle going towards the right versus the middle going towards the left.
Makes sense.
So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you know where you are on the scale?
How do you know? Well, one, there is a scale. I don't have a visual for you to look at, but there is a scale. But the left side, I would like to say, is you're experiencing some negative expressions in your body. In lack of energy, you actually have a diagnosis that's getting worse instead of better. You're doing things that you don't seem to be improving. So that would give us a checkpoint. See what we're doing. See what we can change so that we can move to the right side. If that makes sense. So yeah. We just don't want to be running on empty. The further you are to the left, that's like your gas hand. You're getting closer to the E instead of closer to the F.
And we don't want those problems.
At all.
Yep.
Okay. I like it. How do hormones impact overall wellness, especially as women age?
Wow. That in itself is a whole nother class. Hormones. Really, the word hormones, it means messenger. And so these messengers respond to what we encounter. And so we have messengers for every function in our body. For our sleep, for our digestion, for our mood, for even how we age. There are messengers. And so we talked about stress previously. If we remain in a state of stress that is not good stress, that has become chronic stress, it causes the system within our brains to secrete or produce cortisol, the stress hormone, in an excess way, which can lead to negative health expressions. So these hormones, if that one gets started, everybody else gonna kind of follow suit and kind of might be a little unhinged, a little less domesticated and on the wild side. So that becomes a challenge. Usually 35-ish, women start to experience hormonal shifts because the hormones, the estrogen, and I won't get too technical, the estrogen and progesterone levels start to lessen. And so that can impact sleep, that can impact how you think, how you interact with your social community, things can just kind of go to the left, I will say.
Gotcha.
Start gaining weight. So whenever that time happens, it happens in males as well, but it's just more talked about with females, that when you're getting into that perimenopause phase leading towards menopause, there are so many shifts that take place, and if you don't have some support to understand those, many women are labeled as being depressed. They're told it's a way of life, it's a part of aging, and it's not in a good way. So yeah, hormones messengers, they're messengers. So as we age, it is important that that's one of those things that, as we were talking about, checking your fuel, checking your oil, having your oil change, checking the alignment. That is something to give attention to, because it's just caused so many different shifts that can be negative expressions for us.
Got it.
Okay. Let's see. What are some simple ways to prioritize health, and this from a nutrition to mental wellness?
Okay. Simple ways to prioritize health. Self-care, hydration, rest. I will say, rest. Not just sleep, but rest. Because people can sleep, but not have a restful sleep. A restful sleep allows you to be restored, because your body is going through its phases of cleansing and repairing while we sleep. That's why we need to sleep. That's why we need downtime. If we don't, our body doesn't have that opportunity. So hydration, rest, and good choice of fuel, because food is fuel. Even though food is, whenever there's a lot of gatherings, that there's food. It is bonding, but food is pleasurable, but it's really designed to be fuel so that we can function. So making sure that we put ourselves, giving ourselves good fuel, breathing, we talked about breathing before, getting some sunlight, especially people of color, that's very supportive of vitamin D levels. Getting out in the sun, that vitamin D supports our immune health. Is the vitamin is really a pro-hormone, so it supports the functioning of other hormones. It's not just the vitamin; it is a pro-hormone. So if that level is not in a sufficient good range, then it can impact your immunity, your energy. If you tend to have some challenges getting up, you might want to get that vitamin D level checked, because it can impact your joints. I mean, how you're able to move because of inflammation and things of that nature. Other ways to prioritize your health is have some fun. And I know y'all like to have fun. Yes. Have some fun, do some things that laugh. Just adding in some small things like that. And we talked about moving before, making sure we get some movement in. Even if you're walking up and down the steps versus taking the elevator, at least once a week, something like that.
Yeah, that vitamin D situation, yes, absolutely. There was a time where, I did go to the doctor, and they were like, your vitamin D level was very low, and I didn't know, like, my teeth kept getting chipped and things like that, and they were saying that was probably the reason. So yeah, we need our vitamin D, guys.
Yes.
Whether it's the vitamins or getting in the sun.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the reality is, most of us don't be in the sun like that, right?
Right.
Us,
Most people are not out in the sunlight enough. However, we are in a location in the world that even if you are out in the sun, because they've done testing on like construction workers who are out, their vitamin D levels are low. It has to be a certain time of the day and a certain angle of the sun. And we're not in the space in the world, and I'm going to be honest, I don't remember right now. We are in a space in the world where it's really not, even if the sun is out and you're out there, it's still not. And the darker your pigment, it poses a assimilation, usage of it, what do you call it? I lost my words. Conversion of the getting it from the sun in our body for our body to use it. It's the darker your pigment is.
You will.
So from the sunlight,
Yes.
even if you are out in the sun,
Yes.
the process to convert what we need is a little more difficult.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what I thought, but you just had said some words.
Yeah. Thank you. Help me be simple. I don't want to confuse them. That wasn't the word she's talking about. She was making that up. It don't make any sense.
Okay. So
It don't make any sense.
Even so, just alone where we are has a factor, and then the tone, your pigment also determines absorption and
And how your body processes.
So it's a lot of factors that affect when it comes to your vitamin D.
Yes.
Got it. So take some vitamin D, y'all.
Mm-hmm. I do have a question. Are vitamins this on the same level as getting it from the sun, or it depends, or is it not really?
Anything natural is better. However, with things so changed in the world today, it is likely that most people need vitamins. Now, all vitamins are not created equal.
True.
Okay.
So I would recommend that you do your research and get a quality source.
Okay.
The second thing I want to say, disclaimer, I am a non-medical doctor. So consult your medical practitioner. I am not giving you any prescriptions. I am not telling you any treatments. I am not giving you any therapy. I am not a therapist. However, when it comes to vitamin D, it is advisable to get a vitamin D level drawn so that you know where it is, so that can give you a suggestion of how much you might need to take. And you wouldn't know that unless you had someone to help.
Yeah, I think they've told me, and I think I got that amount from Walmart somewhere.
Okay.
Something like that. So
Drone? You said drone?
Drone, like blood work, labs.
I heard drone.
Drone like a flying drone. Now you can.
That's what I was like.
If you got a drone that's gonna check your vitamin D level, let me know about it. Let me know about
I
it.
was like, is that a test?
Drone.
Is that the name
Okay.
of it? I
Look,
got
I am from the South. A lab
Drawn,
draw.
okay.
A lab draw. Let me say
Man,
that.
you were like, I've had that. Oh, you have? Okay.
Yes.
Whatever that is. Just tell me later.
Lord Jesus.
Lab draw.
Blood work.
Got you.
I don't even know how we got on that. Sunlight.
Yeah.
Getting some sunlight.
Oh, man.
And actually getting that sunlight gets us out of these computers.
Yes.
So I need to go tan.
Your eyes,
Maybe not that, but okay.
your eyes need that sunlight. And I won't get into any of that stuff. You need sunlight.
Need sunlight.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jesus, trying to make me go outside. Okay.
So we were talking about simple ways to prioritize.
Yeah.
Simple
And
ways.
then we started talking about drones.
Lord Jesus.
Okay.
So basically, get some hydration, stay hydrated, get some rest,
Mm-hmm.
get some good fuel in your fuel,
I got
F-U-E-L in your body
Got you.
for all these processes. And laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
And so speaking about that,
Mhm.
what are some fun ways to stay active without it feeling like a chore?
Because one of us doesn't like to work out.
Yeah.
Well, but if you're saying,
You've been getting better
yeah.
though. I'm just messing.
I know. I like to lift weights. I don't like cardio.
Oh well, you need
Hey,
that. That's good for your heart.
I know. It's horrible.
I know. It's
hey, Faye. So, fun ways to stay active and stay well, in my perception, my belief is individualized. Because it can't be fun if someone else is telling you to do something that they enjoy, but you don't. Fun for me, and she knows, I like my zero-turn lawnmower. I like being out in my raised bed garden. I like going to the mountains, doing hikes. I like being out in nature. So what's fun to me may not be fun to you. So fun to stay active. Find out what is fun for you. That is not going to be stressful for you. That's not going to put you in a state of harm. And do that. It might be that you have a moment that you turn the music up loud and you dance around the house. You sing to the top of your lungs.
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever that is. If you have nieces and nephews, bring them over for as many hours as you can tolerate them. Or love on them, I'll say. That you can love on them because they will give you a good, fun workout.
Yeah.
So spending time with family.
Yeah.
Skating, bowling. I know we haven't played laser tag in a long time. I was thinking about we have not played bumper cars. Oh my goodness. Bumper
So
cars.
yeah, so I was just messing y'all. Y'all be like, why she throwing shots?
What?
Wait a minute. When I said one of us don't like to work out, she said it on
I
her
know. They know. She know.
I'm just saying. I think you just don't like the traditional forms of cardio, but you like to dance, you like to skate.
Yes.
Like,
Yes,
so
I
I
do
think
all
you
of
need to
those
just
things.
do things you like to do that actually get your heart going and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
Line dances.
do that.
The new stuff.
Because you think about it when you're skating, you're using those muscles, those big muscles, and that is very important to help balance. Yeah, to help with balancing blood sugar. If you are just a little tip, if you've eaten something and your blood sugar goes way up, the best thing to do is to move to get these legs working. These are the bigger muscles, so walking, going up and down steps, or just pretty much walking enough to get that blood sugar to come down so that you're not going to bed with a high blood sugar level.
Is that why some people recommend like going for a walk after a meal?
Yeah, and it also helps with digestion. That can be one. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
You don't want food sitting in your belly. It takes energy to digest food. And if you've eaten so much and your body needs to process that, then it may impact your sleep negatively. Because it's trying to digest food. Your stomach might be talking to you. So.
Speaking of digesting food, I don't know. Well, no, because my niece had this issue just the other night too. But is it not safe, or it doesn't matter, I don't know, to drink milk before bed? Because I've had the issue before. Well, it's happened a couple times where I might have like drank milk and like in my sleep like woke up choking.
Is that like the mucus, the thickness in your sits?
I don't know.
What
And
kind of
then
milk?
not
Was it
drinking
whole
milk, I've woken up like choking on. So I don't know if I'm snoring too hard. But no, when my niece said that she did it the other night, I was like, we probably need
Like
to
woke up
research
choking
it.
after going to sleep drinking milk?
And no,
I mean,
not even drinking anything before bed, but just waking up out of our sleep choking.
Did she snore
But I
too?
didn't know. I don't. No,
Oh, okay.
not that I've heard. But yeah, milk or not, I don't know if that's about. I might have to do some research.
The original question though was
Yes, what was your original
milk.
question?
Is milk not good, or anything? Drinking any liquid before bed, is that safe or no? Just because of what has happened for me. I know that's probably random.
It's random, but I'm not really sure I'm understanding what you're asking. If it's milk, one, I don't personally drink milk. I don't do dairy.
Okay.
Dairy can create mucus.
Okay.
Many people of color don't actually tolerate dairy or lactose. It's a little bit different.
a lot of us is lactose intolerant.
Yeah, that's lactose intolerant. So, but it does create mucus. Anything that creates mucus, and plus it's going to be dependent on the time that you're drinking it, close to your bedtime. And again, it's going to kind of go back to, is your body able to process it in a way sufficiently that you can sleep well? And then it's going to be a factor of, how are you sleeping? Are you laying on your back? Are you laying on your side? It's many factors. So with what
That's
you
like
just
a
described,
specific
yeah, it would take deeper investigation.
Okay, yeah, because when you mentioned like digesting food, I was like, I wonder if that was the reason. Like I drank it right before I went to sleep.
Was it only milk was the problem? Has that happened with like you drunk some water?
No, it was just milk.
And how many times has it
I've
occurred?
probably done it twice. After
Maybe
the
it's
second
the-
time, I was like, you know what? Let me not do that again.
Maybe it is the mucus thing. Like, maybe it creates some thickness to something in there, and that's what you're choking on. Because I know, like, that's what mommy gets on me. Like, whenever I have a cold, because I tend to keep the congestion the longest. And I like ice cream.
Oh.
So, I'm not helping myself.
Yeah, it's cold and it's dairy.
So what I'll do, if I'm congested for like a while, I'll start taking a break from dairy. Because I do notice the difference. I even noticed the difference. I didn't have a cold, and for some reason, like, I could tell the mucus difference when I went crazy and had pasta and ice cream. Where, like, you load up on all the things. It's like that I haven't been eating. It's like, yeah. I can see it. But that's why it made me think. And I know, like, singing and stuff, like, that's something we were told. Like, don't be doing that when you got to sing.
Yeah.
So, like, I always think of, like, coating your throat and all of that. So then that made me, that was my question. Like, maybe it's just specifically because it's dairy.
Yeah.
And especially if it's not happening with nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, I might have to look
But
that
I
up.
ain't nobody's doctor.
Yeah. Yeah, that was random. I know it was talking about.
It's fine.
We were talking about digestion.
Somebody else might be out here choking on milk, too.
Look, yeah, I had asked because, like I said,
And it wasn't just you. So
yeah, when my niece told me, I was like, we may need to do some research.
Wait, hers
on
was
that.
from drinking milk. And
No,
so that's
no,
what
it
I'm
wasn't.
saying.
It
So
was
it's
just
not
a
just
random
it's just waking up choking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Maybe
the whole...
your mouth was open and caught some
Something.
something.
I thought I was snoring.
I will repeat my disclaimer. I do not diagnose. I do not treat. I do not prescribe. I do not provide therapy. I
None of the
educate and
things.
empower you
Yes.
to execute habits so you can be well from the inside out.
Absolutely.
Got you.
Okay. So digesting. We need to do some things walking to digest our food and all the things. Okay. Well, you've already stated what your favorite things are. You like hiking and going into the mountains and things. Do you have favorite ways to be active? It's my random question.
No, that's perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. No, recently I started walking more. I walk around my neighborhood. Yeah, because I don't be liking to run. Well, I haven't run in a really long time. I was like, let me go for a walk. Maybe we'll run one day. For that, we gonna walk. Jumping rope. I have weighted ropes. I love my ropes.
I still can't get it. Jesus.
Skating.
You do like skating.
I like to skate. I like to skate.
Mm-hmm.
Boxing.
Nice.
Those are the main ones. I have a bike.
Class.
You have a bike? Do y'all meet?
I did start using it as my warm up for leg day.
Okay.
I would do a quick little session, beginning and end. So we are getting reacquainted. I had let it just be in there for a little bit.
Okay.
I was neglecting my bike, but
Okay.
we becoming friends again. But I think the main ones are skating, jump roping, and I've actually started to enjoy walking around.
Nice.
I think maybe that's why I'm also not pressed to run, because I'm like, I actually enjoy these walks. Because y'all know I fast walk anyway, so it's time.
That is dangerous.
I have to make I am a fast walker, so to not like just be walking with not necessarily a specific destination, but to just be out, listen to music, walk around the neighborhood. I like that. What about you? Even though you don't like it, what do you like?
Well, I've always liked dancing, so the new line dances that everybody's coming out with, I absolutely love, and I realize that it is a lot of cardio.
Yeah, especially if you like do it nonstop for a bit.
Yeah. So and every time a line dance come on, before all this came out, I would jump in there and do it. So that has always been fun to me.
Okay.
I do want to ride a bike. I remember when I went to the beach with John on Woods Road. I was like, oh, I miss this. I need to get a bike.
Okay.
I think I'll enjoy that. I do like skating. I haven't been in a long time. For some reason, my calf muscles hurt really bad. Like my leg, I don't know if I'm skating wrong, but I didn't have that
Did you
issue.
stretch before?
I don't. That's probably why. But
Because even when I stretch, I get a cramp in my right foot every time about 15 minutes in, but then I'm good. I don't know why, but
Like, I didn't used to feel that when I used to skate a long time ago.
Try stretching. Yeah, I mean, but also you're not what you.
You're
a long time ago. There's more years.
That is true. That's true.
Yeah, try stretching.
Yeah. But I think that's it.
So skating and dancing.
Skating, dancing.
Oh, and
I
biking.
would like to ride a bike again. I need to go get me a bike.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's something. Yeah. So you don't dislike cardio. You just dislike
the on the treadmill,
the popular boring ways,
on the
or
stairs,
ways.
the step master.
You don't like the stair master? I've also only done it like once or twice. I want to do the stair master.
It hurts. It hurts.
That means it's working.
I made it in 10 minutes straight.
Good.
Other than that, I'm like, let me get off this. This is.
I am with you though. Treadmill is boring too.
I know. I agree.
If I'm going to run, I'd rather do it outside.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We like to be active. That's some way.
Swimming.
I can't swim, so.
But I like to be in the water.
Yes.
Yes, she does.
All right.
Okay. All right. Are there any workouts or physical activities that you may want to try?
We can all answer.
Well, we were having a conversation earlier today about ice skating. I would really enjoy going ice skating. I've never been ice skating, but I've always just admired it. And so I would really like to go ice skating. As a little thing, I've been doing these exercise workouts. They're more lymphatic focused, and actually help to support your brain and how it works. It's I can't remember. Elon, it's something I found on YouTube, but she has been doing some workouts with a vibrator. So you're
then you stand on it and stretch. I've seen that on TikTok.
I want one of those.
Okay.
I want one of those.
I've seen it.
So that actually works.
I'm gonna say I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay. But
I will say I have had, and I don't pulseless electronic PEMT table where you lay on it, it vibrates. It's set to certain frequency to help energy that stuck in your body to move. That's my simple definition of it as a part of my restoring my health. That is one of the therapies that I went through, was being on the table. It would vibrate, but it was set based on after my integrative practitioner would do his little energy assessment. He would have the table set on some certain frequencies. It would always put me to sleep. But vibrating does shift things. I do know that. And so I want to try it on with the vibrator. So I've already been looking to purchase one.
Okay.
I actually did that before coming up here. It's just I've not had time to really focus on it. But since I haven't had one and I found this YouTube, YouTube is my gym. YouTube and outside is
YouTube University.
So I have it's variety. However, since I didn't, you're gonna laugh, and it's a good thing because it's for wellness.
Okay.
Since I don't currently have a vibrator, all of the movements that she was doing, I was vibrating myself, just kind of vibrating and doing the arm movements. And now there was some of when it got to the leg parts, I couldn't vibrate and do the legs. But so but it works your muscles. And
is it because you're trying to stay stable, or is it just the movement itself works the muscles?
Well, both. Well, no. Well, on the vibrator, it's because it's moving things. And if I may, the only system in our body that does not have a pump is the lymphatic system.
Okay.
So in order for things to move, we have lymph nodes.
Yes.
Throughout our body,
because people do
the tapping, the touching.
Lymphatic massage is what I've heard of. People do them after they get BBLs.
I'm sorry. I didn't listen. Biology. Lymphatic.
Lymphatic is a system in your body. It has to do with immune system and getting rid of toxins.
Oh, okay.
But it's a system that doesn't have a pump, like the cardiovascular system has the heart.
Got it.
the urinary system, the kidneys, and the respiratory lungs. So each system has an organ that helps to cleanse its system. The lymphatics doesn't. The only way your lymphatics can be cleansed is with movement. That's why they have that little jumping trampoline thing. So even like this would work. This little bouncy couch right here.
Wow.
Moving your lymphatics.
Okay.
So yeah. I'm not sure how I got off on that. My
Things you wanna
exercise.
try.
I want to try that vibrator because it's moving stuck energy, but it's also supporting the lymph to move through the body so that those toxins can be relieved. If you've ever listened or been aware that women who have experienced breast issues, lymph nodes, and have had to have lymph nodes removed, it's because there was toxins in there and things are going along with their journey of cancer or whatever. So the lymph needs a pump. So vibrating helps with that, helps to move energy, and it is a good cardio. It is a good cardio.
Okay.
And she does like 10. I'm gonna have to send y'all a link.
I think I've seen some, but I didn't know what it was happening, so I was like, okay, let me just gonna head swipe this.
But that would be my thing to do. That would be a workout that I want to try. I've done kickboxing before. I really like kickboxing.
Okay.
I want to do boxing training, but I don't want to have to actually spar.
Yeah, and that's what I said about kickboxing. I enjoyed it, but I didn't want to spar.
Train me like I'm gonna fight, but don't make me fight.
Don't make me fight. I'm with you. I am with you. I am totally with you. Don't make me fight. Don't make me fight. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. We can make up something later.
I think I do. Now, I've done Pilates before. I would like to do that on a regular basis.
Okay.
That was, I felt everything. When I feel soreness, I'm like, okay, I know I did something. I did something. So Pilates, absolutely. What else was I about to say? I wish I could swim, but
you could still learn. You could still absolutely learn.
Yeah. What else would I like to do? I'm gonna stick with those two right now.
Okay.
I do like that you brought up boxing. You know what? I would like to run track again.
You can have it.
I don't know how I even liked it in the beginning. But I would like to see if I can still run hurdles and stuff like that. Like that, just to try it. Just to see if I can still do it. But yeah.
Okay.
I'm going to have to really stretch.
You got it.
Look.
I did that.
Sims it.
Can we see him stats? I don't know.
Sims it.
Let's see.
Get the visual. Sims it.
Yeah. You already mentioned yours, didn't you?
Yeah, the boxing. I do. I mean, you taught me to try Pilates, so I'm down for that. Like, I've done, like the old videos and stuff, but like going to the little new Pilates studios. Like, we just got one with the little glider thingy.
Yes, ma'am.
It looks cool, so I'm down to try that. I think boxing is the main. Because, like, I jump, I do the things. I'm not trying to be nobody's sprinter anymore. I never was a sprinter. I think boxing is probably the main thing. And then, but I can kind of swim.
You kind of swim?
Yeah, it's just.
I would love to regularly do that. I would love that, if I had my own pool or a pool that I go to regularly. That would be cool too. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, what's one overlooked key to wellness that more people should prioritize?
I think just being still. Still. S-T-I-L-L. Being still, not stilled. Being still, because there's so much noise in the world. Taking the time to be still, taking the time to rest, taking the time to breathe. Because I personally believe when we're silent, things happen in a good manner within us. And when they happen in a good manner within us, then they happen good around us. But that's my belief. But stillness, just too much motion.
Mm-hmm.
Too much motion.
Okay. Hey. Nice.
Is there any other wellness stuff that we haven't covered that you want to tell the people?
I don't think so. We talked about nutrition.
Mm-hmm.
We talked, social support. Wellness is huge when we have the appropriate social support. Making sure that we have relationships that are life promoting and not life draining. That's huge. Yes.
Tricky people.
Yeah. The other thing I would just ask, and even this goes along with stress, just really give attention to your body and see what it's speaking to you.
Yeah.
Give attention to your mind and see what it is saying to you. And watch your mouth as to what you are saying.
Absolutely.
Don't allow people to put things on you that you know aren't you. You got to guard this sacred temple. It is a house to house spirit himself, and we must guard it. So, yeah.
Love it. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. Look, come on, guys, go get active and watch what you say to yourself, and put in your body and get your lives together. All right, let's see. Do we have anything else before we go into the next segment?
Go ahead and do your thing.
All right, this is the business spotlight. This is the business spotlight. This is the business spotlight. Come on, everybody, join in. This is the business spotlight. All right, you guys. Business spotlight. Dominique, take it away.
You are correct. I forgot. When I just looked at it, I'm sitting there like, yeah, who is
Look,
it?
I almost forgot too. I'm
Who
like,
is
wait,
the
I'm not
business
supposed
spotlight
to be
today?
doing this.
Today's business spotlight is Miss Tiffany Mills-Howell of Enhance Your Life Center, PLLC. She is a BIPOC, inclusive, and LGBTQ plus affirming therapist. Her goal as a therapist is to meet you where you are while providing what you need. She does counseling and therapy. She also does leadership development and CPR, first aid, and AED training. All necessary. Contact her for all of those things.
Absolutely.
You can find her on Instagram at Enhance Your Life Center, all lowercase, all one word. You can also go to her website to see like the full detail about her, like target areas she specializes in and all of that. And I think also to book her at www.enhanceyourlifecenter.com. And that is Miss Tiffany Mills-Howell.
Tiffany Mills-Howell.
Whoop,
Whoop. Well, you guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Hey Fave. Thank you to our guests for being here, giving us all of the great advice
We've
that
enjoyed
we
you yet again.
need. Y'all need to watch all of these episodes over and over and over again until it just sinks in, okay?
We hope you enjoyed yourself again.
Yes, we hope you enjoyed being here with us.
I did. Thank you.
Yes, and y'all make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you share with everyone. And we'll see y'all on the next episode. Peace out.
Bye.
Bye.